In this video we'll take a look at a new control type for the UX component that is particularly useful in a mobile application. So you can see here we're looking at a UX component running in the mobile simulator, and you can see that we have the control called a spin list displayed over here. So a spin list is a control that allows you to make a selection by spinning the list, and then when the list stops, the current selection is the current value. So you can see here that the current value is Arizona here, and then if I scroll it I can basically get Hawaii. And when you scroll with a touch gesture here, you have momentum scrolling, so you get the full native experience. So let's take a look now at how this spin list was set up. So we'll go back to design mode, and we can see that in our list of available control types we now see the spin list. And then the spin list itself can be populated either by using static data or by a data series. So a data series allows you to find a series that is populated by a SQL query or a DBF query or custom XBasic code, which might go against a web service, etc. So you can see that now we've just done a static list, and our static list right now is just a list of states. So the static list is defined with a display value, then a pipe, and then the stored value. The stored value is optional, so if you just type in a displayed value, then the display value and the stored value will be the same. So let's just go here and delete everything and go and choose one of the predefined lists. So let's go here, for example, and choose the weekdays. Click OK, go back to working preview now, and you can see that basically now our spin list is populated with the days of the week. You can also see that this spin list currently allows a null choice at the top, and that's controlled by allowing by this property add blank item to list. So if I turn that off, then the spin list is initially populated like that. Now the spin list is just like any other control. It can have a default value, it has a set value property and a get value property, and then when you hit the submit button on the dialog, the value of the variable that is bound to the spin lists gets submitted. So if we go here to the spin list over there and change the default value to say to Tuesday and go over to now working preview, we can see that the spin list has been initialized on Tuesday, and as I mentioned previously, the get value and set value methods will all operate on the spin list. So now let's take a look at a more complex spin list. So here we have a UX component that actually has two spin lists, and the first spin list is showing countries. So this is showing all of the countries that the various customers in the sample Northwind database come from, and the spin list underneath that is showing the cities in that customer. So if I go there, you can see currently we have the United States selected, so these are the cities in the United States. But now let's go and change the spin list to the UK, and you can see that immediately an AJAX callback took place and the spin list got repopulated. So let's go now to say Spain, and then here are the cities in Spain. So now we actually have cascading spin lists, where the value in one spin list controls the value in the child spin list. So let's go take a look at how this was done. So if we go to the first spin list over here, we can see now that the method for getting the spin list data has been set to data series. And then if we go look at the data series mapping, we can see that the display value comes from a series called series countries.country, and the stored value comes from series countries.country as well. So in other words, the stored value and the displayed value in this case are the same. So let's pause now and pick it up in the next video and take a look at how this data series was defined. So we're continuing our video on spin lists, and now we're going to go and look at the data series definition. So we'll scroll down now to data series, and you can see that I have a data series called series countries, and if I edit that I'm going to see that it's based on a SQL query. I'm going against the Northwind table over here. I'm going against the customer table in Northwinds. I'm getting the country field sorted by country, and I want only distinct values. So that's how we've defined the data series. But we've also specified that there's an argument called what country, and we're going to set the value of that what country argument to the current value in the spin control. So whatever value the spin control has been set to, this what country argument is going to have the corresponding value. And that's important because we're going to use this argument in the query for the cities list. So let's go now and close this down. And now let's look at the next series we've defined, which is a series called cities. So if we edit this one, we can see that this is also based on the Northwinds SQL database, but this time we're applying a filter to the query. So we're going against the customers table, and our filter now is country equals, and then the argument that we defined over here, what country. So this list, which is the child list, is going to automatically be filtered on whatever value was selected in the country spin list. We've also chosen distinct, so we're only going to get unique city names from this table over here. So now let's go ahead and click OK and close this down and go back to controls now. So now we can see that spin city is also defined as being based on a data series, and the data series mapping here says that the display value and the stored value both come from the data series called series cities, which I chose by just going there and then clicking OK and then choosing city over there. So this is how we mapped these two controls to data series. Now the last thing that we had to do was we need to automatically refresh this control when the value in the spin city value changes. So here you can see we can go to the on select event handler. So this is the event that fires when the user changes the value or makes a selection in the spin list. So we'll go here, and you can see that what we're doing is we're refreshing the data series that the city's spin list is based on. So you can see here, if we just go there and then right click, here are all the data series we've defined, and we want to refresh the series called series cities. But we've wrapped it in a set timeout with just a very small 10 millisecond delay to make sure that before we call this refresh data series function, that the spin country spin list has gotten the correct value. So if we didn't put this in a set timeout, there'd be a small chance that this refresh would fire before the spin city value had been set internally. So now that we've done that, we can go ahead and check it out, and there you go. You can see there, as we make the change there, the callback, the Ajax callback happens, and the list of cities in Switzerland are shown. Now let's go to Poland, go to Ireland, go to Germany, France. You can see, so basically this spin list is a really great control for mobile applications, and it's a very nice alternative to using, say, a drop-down list or some other control that's not as well suited to a mobile application. Thanks very much for watching.